Good morning, good evening, and wherever you are, welcome to my first video, everyone. This is my first video of my YouTube channel. My name's Anthony. I am a 30 years old here, creeping up actually, pretty soon. But I'm here to motivate the people. Hopefully my videos, my blog is here to hopefully keep people motivated and get going on their lives and teach them key things in their life, and as well as um try to help them boost up their morale, or maybe they some people have some social basically some social anxiety of something that they need to get out and need help with, and maybe helping seeing my videos and my testimonials, as well as a person that has actually I have anxiety and I do have PTSD. So I've been diagnosed that. But guess what? I'll let you all know that I fought that, and I have fought depression for so many years. And you know what? I have won. I have won being from being suicidal. I was a suicidal person, and I won that. I won that battle. Now the war ain't over. I'll tell you that one. The war really isn't over from being suicidal or being depressed. Because why? There's many people out there who's suicidal and who are depressed. And to be honest, hopefully they're on YouTube and my video pops up and they watch my video and it inspires them to basically think, well, my life is actually worth something. Now I know I look a little raggedy, a little rusty, musty here, and but it's actually it's I think it's like around almost 9 o'clock right now, and basically here is I'm in my home, I'm in my room, and I'm recording. This is my first recording, and hopefully going on day by day. I'm gonna try to do this every day, hopefully, but hopefully everyone could watch this video, learn from this video, and take something from this video and share it as well to those who they just know someone who needs that help, that needs that push. So here it goes. I'll tell you this one, my life story. Sorry, I was getting my portable charger here. My life story. So I'll let you know is I never grew up with parents. I knew who my parents were. I knew who my father and my mother were, but I never grew up with them. I probably grew up. I probably grew up with my father probably a couple years. That's it. But I didn't really know what the word parents meant. To me, parents is not a word to me. I don't know what the word parent means. Just by the word from the book. That's it. From the dictionary, from the what the word parenting means, to human beings, to adult human beings. And I'm not going to say male or female, because you know what, I'll let you know later in my blogs. I'll let you know a little something about me, but I'm just giving you a brief recap, about my life and why I feel that I wanted to start this motivational speaking. So I basically know what the word parenting comes from the dictionary. Basically, two adult human beings raising a human child. That is parenting. That's parents. That's what I know as parents. That's it, right? So, as a child, I grew up with a big family: aunts, uncles, cousins, grandmother, grandfather. You name it, I had them all there. They all raised me basically. So I knew what the word family means, right? My hair. So I knew what the word family meant. Family was everything to me, and it still is to me, no matter what has happened. As a child, as I grew up, I was a very happy person, emotional person, but very happy. I didn't like seeing people being sad. So as a child, I like to make people laugh. I tend to just do the funniest things ever. If it made someone laugh, if it was something so simple and it made them laugh, I did it. Right? I wanted to see people smile. That was my thing. I love seeing people smile. I love seeing people on their good days. I don't like seeing people on their bad days. I don't like people being sad, right? And who does it though, right? So as I grew up more, I have a background of being abused. My father abused me when I was 13. Probably I would say for a good 3-4 years, around there ish, right? It's been so long, I forgot about it. I forgave my father actually. And in a later on blogs, I'll let you know about that one, how I forgave my father and how I got over it, right? Ever since the age of 13 to all the way to the age of, actually, to be honest, right now, at the age of 29, I resented my father. But, like I said, on a later blog time, I'll let you know how I stopped resenting my father and how I moved on and progressed in life and actually helped me out. And I'll tell you this one, actually, this happened probably no longer than a month or two ago. And, that this has really, helped me out. So, as I was abused for a couple years. My father abused me. Grew up with my grandparents. Grew up in a small city right next to East LA called Montebello. Grew up in that city for almost the rest of my life. Basically, we call it's more of the East LA area. And I grew up with gang members, getting drunk, getting high, basically just hanging out with, high shot callers from a lot of gangs, and, and just doing really dumb, idiotic things, getting, stupid drunk and getting stupid high. Really, I'll tell you this one, I've woken up next to dumpsters, woken up in front of my friend's house, woken up on the grass in front of my house. Almost the very next day or the same night, I woke up literally in a ditch. And the thing that kind of wanted me to actually woke me up was, I got through a nasty breakup, with one of my exes. I lived with her, and I moved in with her, yada, yada, yada. We thought we were cool and everything, right? We had a nasty breakup. I mean, when I'm talking nasty, I'm talking beyond, like, getting violent nasty. Thank God there was no cops involved, but yes, it was nasty, right? She kicked me out, and I had nowhere else to go. I had a job, but I had nowhere else to go. It was a low-paying job. Working at El Pollo Loco as a prep cook, right? Making like $9 an hour. Really couldn't afford to be on my own. I was only working probably like 25 hours a week. So, basically here is, I went to my friend, and I went to my friend's house, and, and my friend with her mom and her sister, lived with them in one of the rooms. I rented out. Every paycheck, and I'll tell you this one, every paycheck I made always went to my rent, to the rent. It went to her mom. I gave her money. I gave her my check. I literally gave her my check, signed off, gave her my check, and it sucked. I was walking from and to my job. I was walking from my job and, from my, basically from home to my job, and to my job to my home. So I was walking, I want to say at least a city length. I was walking from the one end to the city to the other end, to the end of the other city. And it was usually a good hour walk, a good hour and a half walk. And I would do this almost frequently on, like, I say, like, every, like, 4 days out, almost, yeah, I would say at least 3 to 4 days a week. Did this. I would leave around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I would not scratch it. I left at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and then get there, did my shift, left around, and, work probably around, I want to say, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock-ish at night. Sorry, I had had an eye booger. But yeah, so that kind of, that was my straw. Basically I woke up and I'm just like, oh my God, I did this for months, right? And I woke up and go, you know what? I deserve more than this, right? I deserve more than to basically walking from one end to another and working at a low minimum wage job and cooking cooking side dishes for people, that people didn't care about who I was. And so, the only people that cared about me were my coworkers, right? So I really didn't. It opened my eyes. So that's when I kind of, talked to my uncle about it. I literally broke down and talked to my uncle. I told him I can't do this anymore. I really can't. I was literally starving. That's how bad I was. I literally stole food from my job. Um, Sometimes I would eat like, I would, jack a piece of chicken, like just small stuff, or, put a little spoonful of, look, fill a little cup of like that macaroni or that rice, like that was just cooked, but yeah, I mean, just, snack a little bit here and there, and everyone did that here. And they were just doing it because, I'll tell you this one, they were doing it because they were just hungry at that time. I did it because I was literally starving. I had no food until my manager actually found out, and he used his manager's card to give me a plate, and he got me a plate of food, and I thank him. I told him he didn't have to do it, but my manager did, and he saw that how starving I was. um Sometimes I would take the like the wings. I would take the leftover wings, and but yeah, I mean, I starved. That was my low point. That was really rock bottom for me. So at that point in time, I just thought about it, like, I have to quit. I have to quit. I have to go. I had to find myself, right? So I talked to my uncles and my father, my grandparents. That time, and still is. My grandparents lived in Vegas. They still are living in Vegas. I live literally a block away from them. But at that time, I had one of my uncles, the youngest one, and one of my cousins living over here. They talked to me and they told me, yeah, it's worth moving out here. Like, it's better. Start yourself a new life, right? So I did that, and well, here I am. I would say this happened 4 or 5 years ago. 4 or 5 years ago, I didn't have my own place. I lived with my grandparents, and yeah, I would say no. Scratch that. This was about 5 years ago, because I've been living at my place for around 3 years now. But yeah, so 3 years ago, I decided to say, you know what, I was having a kid, and I thought to myself, oh my God, I'm having a kid. I need to, get off my ass. I need to, learn. I need to go do something, right? So I did. Got me a job, got me a well-paying job, at an office, saved up a lot of money, got me a place, got me a one-bedroom apartment. Unfortunately, God had different plans for my daughter. She passed away the second day, being born, and but I never regret getting my own place. And that motivation of me, that motivation of I'm not going to be back at that same bottom, that rock bottom point of that where I was. I'm not. I'm not going to be at that El Pollo Loco. No, I'm not going to be at that point because I knew I was better than that. I love cooking. Trust me. If you ever knew me, I love cooking. My girlfriend tells me like I'm obsessed with cooking. But I love it. I love it. It's my niche basically. That niche is, it was just like I'm in a different zone. Everyone has their own niche. Everyone has their own, their own things that puts them in a different place. Whether it's listening to music, whether it's cleaning, cooking, um, talking to people, or just being a very OCD person and doing something. But it's like a hobby. It's a niche. So that was my niche. That was my world getaway. Whenever I would cook. So I did that, right? I love cooking. I hate but I just hated the job. I hated the pay. I hated the job. I hated I hated where I worked at. You know, I was treated well by some people, and I wasn't treated well by others. So now I worked at I basically, when I got my place 3 years ago, work at a call center. Started off on the phones. Then worked my way up to being one of the facility specialists. I was in charge of that site, of that of anything that went wrong, broken pipes, bathroom was clogged, basically anything that would had to do with that facility. I had to talk to our facilities owner, and talk to their maintenance, and basically co-work with them and work with them, and order stuff that we needed for our facilities, making sure everything was in tip top shape. And fortunately, that company did go downhill, but I would take that job anytime, any day over the job I have now. I still work at a call center and work at a high, at a really, really, big company. But that was 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I didn't have a place. I didn't have my own place. Still don't have my own car, but hey, I don't care, right? Um, but I have my own place. I'm in my own privacy. I could do whatever I want to do. Now, I'm going to teach you what made me basically, from the age of 13 to the age of now, to the age I was actually, scratch that, when I was 20, I want to say 26, 27. I kind of like thought, like, oh my God, I need to get the hell, I need to get myself ongoing. I need to get myself pushing. All right. So today's motivation, I've been talking about 17 minutes about myself, but guess what? It's on and over, right? So let's get up and on you. Today's basically motivation is the word key. What does the word key mean? Key means to me is knowledge, empowerment, and yourself. Basically, KEY, right? Like the saying says, when one door closes, another opens. Well, in order to close one door and to open the other door, you need a key. You need a key to close that door that you're, to lock and the door that you're closing, because you're not going back, right? No one does go back. No one's ever going backwards. You always got to go forwards, right? Now, I'm not saying falling down is not bad, but you don't ever want to go back to where you were at that one point in time, right? You don't want to be back there, because going back is you're not succeeding, right? So you need a key to lock and close that door that you just left, and to open that door to the door that you're going and open. You're going to go into that door, and you're going to make, now whether or not you're going to go and close and lock that door and open another door, you're still going to need a key. In life, you open and close doors a lot. Why? Because you know what? Life is not just unlocking and opening a door and that's it. No, it's not. Life is basically about locking and unlocking new doors and closing, unlocking and opening new doors, and locking and closing the old doors that you just left behind. Now, whether it was a business offer that that you made that was probably $1 million. You sold for $1 million. You closed that door and you locked it and and you opened another door by investing. Unlocking one door, and opening it and investing to something else, making more money, right? So that's basically how you make money. You lock doors and unlock new doors, right? Because that's life. That's investment. You sell one thing, make a profit off of it, buy another thing, sell that for another double, and make a profit off that, and keep on going and keep on going. I'm gonna take my glasses off because they're really starting to fall down and annoy me. But yeah, the word key, that's what basically is. Knowledge, empowerment yourself. So knowledge for this one is basically it's not being educated. I'm Mr. Uptight. I'm educated. No, knowledge is knowing what you know about basically the product that you have, the knowledge of yourself, knowing yourself, knowledge, right? You don't know yourself, you're not knowledge about yourself, you're not knowledgeable. The word knowledge basically means knowing more about something, right? Some people have a degree in business because why? They have the knowledge in that in that industry of business, so that's their knowledge. So of course they're gonna have a degree. Now in people's as me, how I told myself I gotta be the key to myself. I had the knowledge. I needed the knowledge about myself, so I kind of revamped myself. I kind of just said, you know what? I sat down to myself. I jot down everything. I basically jot down things. I went back to almost every memory I thought of and jotted down the things that I liked that made me happy. That brought me happier days. And then and then I did another one where I jot down all the bad things that got me sad and everything. And I wrote down everything. I wrote down everything about myself. And then right then and there, I had the knowledge of myself. I knew who I was. I revamped myself. And I saw myself, oh my God, I looked up everything. I was like, you know what? From all I've seen is I want to help out people. I want to make people smile. I want to help out people, make sure that they're motivationally, ready to go. So that's when I kind of, basically, started, doing, these, seminars. I went to business seminars. I went to, seminars that were basically, about how to find yourself. I went to almost everything basically here. Every seminar, every webinar I did. And I found out one thing. If you don't know yourself, you're not going to succeed in life. So then I wrote down, I'm like, you know what, that's true. So I got knowledge, I got knowledge of myself. Every day I do this, and I'm not kidding. Every day when I get home, I write down in a little booklet, and I write down what happened that day. What happened that day. Well, if I was mad, if I was angry, if I was sad, if I was happy, what made me happy? What made me mad? What made me sad? And sorry, I had something on my lip. And basically here is, I jot down everything, and I write down throughout the whole day, and I read it. I just jot down. So I'm not BSing you. I literally write down everything what I did that day. Now then, from there, I read it. I read everything that made me happy. I read everything that made me sad. I read everything that made me mad. I read everything, just made me angry. And the things that made me happy, that made me laugh. It really did. Like, oh my God, there's so many things. And what I saw was there's a lot of things that made me happy, and it was from different people. So I saw that different people were making me happy. So every day I jot that down and I let that go. And then the next day it's like a refresh, a revamp. You're not, so every day I learn something new about myself, and if it's something bad, you know what, I got to stop doing that. I got to stop doing that. I need to, if it's from, cussing a lot, I need to stop doing that. I got to work on myself. Leave a little side note. I literally have a calendar, and I put on little side notes on my calendar. Hey, you know what? Enjoy the day. Or, hey, you know what? You need, tomorrow, today, you got to stop doing this. So that's one thing that's what I do a lot. So knowledge of your own self is gonna be the key part of basically motivating your own self. Motivating yourself to do better things. Now, the word empowerment. Word empowerment. I want to say a lot of people don't know the word empowerment means. The word empowerment is to basically be your be your own motivational speaker. Be your own motivation. Empower yourself to do something. If you want to become the next American, Americans Got Talent or whatever you like to do, you know what? Then go do it. Empower yourself to do it. If you love to cook, like the same way as I do, go do something where it's gonna get you recognized. Go cook. You start off in your kitchen. I know a lot of cooks that I have friends that are cooks that started off in their kitchen, and now they have their own. Now they have their own restaurants, and they basically they cooked for people here and there. They cook for their friends, and then now they're multimillionaires that have their own restaurants, and they're happy. Why? Because they empowered themselves to do what they want to do. Don't stop that. Keep on going. So that's what basically empowerment is. Empower yourself to do something. Don't stop. Just keep on going. Keep believing. Keep on doing what you got to do. Not yourself. You are the only person that's gonna basically, help you open that door. No one else is gonna help you, do do the things that you need to do. No one else is gonna, push you. You gotta push yourself, because nowadays in the world people are looking out for themselves. Now, I'm not saying to burn bridges that throw away your friends and everything. No, when I'm talking about worry about yourself, basically is emotionally. Yeah, you need to worry about yourself. You need to look out for yourself, because nowadays some people are just plain scandalous and they're just gonna do you so wrong. It's not funny. So do you, empower yourself to do, to have the knowledge of yourself and to basically, do you open your eyes, do things that are gonna basically get you to places where you want to go. Now, I don't know what everyone wants to be. No one wants to be not everyone wants to be a multi-millionaire. Not everyone wants to be the next, top model. Not everyone wants to be the next Iron Chef, the next, or whatever it is. Do you? If you want to be the most, value teacher of the year, or, they basically, the CEO of the company that you work for, or the president of the company that you work for, or just the manager or for the company that you work for. Do whatever you want to do it. Don't push things aside because, there's so many things that people have, so many excuses. I saw myself doing that. I saw myself saying so many excuses, and doing it, having excuses is just really basically stopping yourself. And I never stopped myself. I never stopped myself on my dream. I still cook here and there. Now, the time basically here, money wise, yeah, it's a struggle. But guess what? it's gonna be really, how can you say, I invested in my own self, and I spend money on my own self, and basically I'm little by little. I'll tell you this one, and hopefully in about the next 10, I would say the next 10 years, I'll have my own restaurant. And you'll see my YouTube channel, and and whoever's watching, you're gonna come. You're like, oh my god, we got to go to his restaurant, lovely Las Vegas, right? Anything could happen, and and hopefully in 10 years, you're gonna see that restaurant, and you're like, oh my god, I know the owner. Like I watch his motivational videos on YouTube, and let's go to his restaurant. Let's try it out. He's always talking about he loves to cook. Let's go see him. And I'm always gonna be at that. I'm always gonna at some point, sometime, I'm gonna be at that restaurant. I don't know when. I'll probably not know when, because hey, I gotta run a business, right? I gotta do things. But I'll always know. If in 10 years, if I have my restaurant and you hit me up, message me off on my Facebook, off on Twitter, off on, Instagram. Hey, Anthony, like we're here in Vegas, and, I've been blah, 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 watching your motivational your videos, da, da, da. Can we come visit? I'll always say, yeah, or if I can't at that moment in time, you know what? At this, I'll give you a time and say, hey, guess what? I'm gonna be here at this time. If you want to come during that time, guess what? Come during that time. I would be happy to meet you. I'm not gonna put aside anyone. I'm gonna if my motivational videos made people basically a better person just that one day or just that 1 hour, I'm happy. Well, it's 30 minutes into this video, and I don't like to keep videos long, and then, my hair is a little messy, and it is, nighttime here. But every day, keep in tune. I'm going to try my best to, do a new video every day. And my videos are going to be what happened to that, what happened that day, or, just a little quick motivational push. But if you're watching this, and I don't know what time it is, I don't know if it's day, night, or if it's midday, whatever time it is, make sure. If it's nighttime, guess what? Make sure that next day you've revamped, you're a whole total new person, and you know what? Whatever happened the day before, guess what? Don't even sweat it, because it happened already, right? There's so many times where I told myself, you know what? If I get fired, I get fired, right? Because why? Because it happened. It happened. There's nothing I can't stop. There's no rewind button. There's no pause button. There's no, time machine. Because if there was, I would have, trust me, there was a lot of things I would have done to go back, and redone things here. But if it happened, it happened. Don't stress it. If, if things, negative, there's if negative, if there's something negative that happened, and that's gonna hurt you or whatever, basically, you know what? It's just, you got to take it. If you did something bad at work and it's gonna get you fired, what I would say is, talk to your, do the best. Try to talk to your boss and try to convince your boss to not fire you. Tell them like, hey, I was just having a really bad day, and I just, I should have done it. Because trust me, being honest and being truthful to your boss is going to actually help you out. Because trust me, a lot of times I have done a lot of times, and a lot of things I should have done, but I had told my boss, you know what, I take full responsibility. I shouldn't have done that. And I know I shouldn't have done that, but I did it. But you know what? Today's a new day, and I'm going to be a new person, and I'm going to do my best and not to do that again. Now, we are human beings. We can all make mistakes no matter what. But note that what has happened in the past has happened in the past, and what's happening now is going to happen now. And it's going to lead on to a better future. So as I leave y'all, because I'm starting to get a little sleepy here. As I leave y'all here, it's Las Vegas. Wonderful, I would say breezy, hot night, but my AC's on. But as I leave y'all here, I'm going to tell you one thing. Don't let your past stress you over. Because if you let your past stress you over, it's going to win. Depression's going to win. And when you hit depression, and it's going to keep on leading to another thing, to another thing, to another thing. And that's one thing that I learned. Don't let things get you. If it has happened, it's happened. As well as you are the key to your life. You are the only person that holds the key to that next door opening and closing the door that's behind you and locking it. So remember, always smile, be happy, be positive, and you will live rich. And I mean rich. And I'm not talking about money rich. I'm talking about emotionally rich, wealthy life. And you're gonna see that. Now, I'm not saying it's not gonna start right away, because it didn't happen to me. But, and if it does, then you know what? Oh my God, you are a gift. But it takes some time. That's all I gotta say. Now, as well as people, remember, if you are feeling very, very emotional, where it's coming to suicidal, please call that suicide hotline. Don't be scared. Because you know what? The macho bullshit for all you men doesn't exist. Don't be scared to call that hotline. Don't be scared to call someone and let them know, I feel suicidal. Because you know what? No matter what time it is, no matter what day, when someone hears someone, I feel suicidal, they're gonna help you out. And they're gonna be there for you. So remember, people, if you do feel suicidal, call the suicide hotline. If if that's not helping you, and you are wanting to, literally, you have something, if you are gonna kill yourself, please call 911. Give yourself a chance, because life is so precious and so adored that you have to think, if I kill myself, what are my loved ones going to think about? So think that one. So before you do anything, and I'm not saying stupid, because you know what, it's not stupid. It's really an emotional disease. If you do think about doing it, either call the suicide hotline, call someone that's close to you, no matter what time it is. Or if you're in the act of suicide, if you cut yourself already, if you swallowed a bunch of pills, that split second that you called 911 will help you stay alive. I hope y'all could get a lot from this. And again, be aware, don't be scared. And remember, always enjoy life with a smile.